My first question is that your study of the past 500 years shows that 12 out of 16 cases of a regional power or an emerging power, a rising power, challenging the dominant power has led to war, and only 4 has led to peace. If President Trump calls you to go to the White House and he says, okay, this is the history, so the chances are China and us are going to go to war, more than the chances of us having peace. And then if he asks, what is the single most important or critical factor that can cause a war between China and us, what would be that factor?
Okay, thank you. So maybe I'll make 2 points. Okay, the first point to just answer specifically. So Thucydides' idea, big idea, is that the rising power feels I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I deserve more say, I deserve more sway, the current arrangements don't take account of my interest. So think of the upstart. Think of Uber relative to the taxi industry. So this is a general phenomenon. The ruling power thinks, wait a minute, the current arrangements are great. The status quo is not just the way they are, this is the order that we've helped create. These conditions are the basis on which you've even had a chance to grow up the way that you have. So you should appreciate these. You should be thankful. You should even help support them. So that's a speech I certainly have given in the US government more than once, okay? To which the rising power thinks, well, no, I don't think so. Now, under those conditions, as Thucydides teaches, it's not generally the rising power thinks it's time for me to attack you because I'm big and strong enough, or that you think he's getting so big and so strong, I better fight him now because later he's going to be even stronger. What happens is, in this dangerous dynamic, a third party's action that's not wanted by either of the primaries triggers the necessity for one or the other to react, and then one thing leads to the other, and then you get to war. Think of World War I and the assassination of the Archduke.
Or North Korea.
Or today, North Korea. So that's exactly. Today, Kim Jong-un will, if he's left to his own devices, continue a series of ICBM tests, which he was just about to do a month ago, and which he's planned to do, and which he will do, okay, if given his druthers. And when he finishes the next series of tests, the US intelligence community will say, he now has a credible threat to deliver a nuclear warhead against San Francisco or Los Angeles. So this is just the problem. I was working down across town this morning with the special ops folks. So is that right? Yeah. Can he do these tests? Yes, he can. Will he do these tests? Yes. So that's one possibility. Trump has said, this is not going to happen. I'm telling you, no way is this going to happen. I'm not letting this happen. Because the idea of having this kid, erratic and strange as he is, have a capacity to attack San Francisco or Los Angeles with nuclear weapons, that would be crazy. So the first time Trump ever heard about it from Obama at the transition, he went out instantly and tweeted, not going to happen. And he told Xi at the meeting at Mar-a-Lago in April, he said, I'm telling you, this is not going to happen. He said, you can solve this problem. He said to Xi, you can solve this problem. But if you don't solve this problem, I will solve this problem, and you're not going to like it the way I do. So can Trump attack North Korea to prevent this happening? He can. And will he? Well, that's what he told Xi. That's what I'm sure that's what, I have no special information about the conversation that went on today, but I bet you $1 for $100 that's exactly what he told him now. I'm telling you, I'm not letting this happen. So you can do something or I'm going to do something. They're the two choices. But if we attack North Korea, most people believe, just what Secretary Mattis says, the North Koreans are going to attack Seoul. They can kill tens of thousands of people overnight. And then we're going to respond to that by suppressing those artillery shells and other rockets that can hit South Korea. And then we might have the Second Korean War. And we should all remember the First Korean War was a very real, catastrophic war. Tens of thousands of Americans, hundreds of thousands of Chinese, millions of Koreans died in that war. So as Mattis says over and over, you look at his testimony, you can just Google it, you'll see. He says, I'm just telling you, this is not like things that you think of as wars recently. This will be a catastrophic war if it happens. So could this happen? I'm afraid, yes, it could. So if I could tell him one thing to worry about, and my prayer for the Trump-Xi meeting would be, as I said, they would tell a couple of people that they each trusted, go over and say, look, this guy's not going to take us to war. That would just be so crazy. Figure out some alternatives that we could do jointly, not separately, jointly, and let's figure out what those are. Now, that would only be one, because this Thucydidean dynamic is going to leave us with danger for, this is a chronic condition for as long as we can see. But if we managed to deal with one of the problems, like this one, the most immediate, now you're getting a different context. So finding ways to which we can accommodate where we need to accommodate, like the British did, but also hold fast to the things that we think are crucial for us, which I think are our most important alliances. I think that there's space there, but only if there's imagination and adaptability.